This video is going to be the video for the first FreeCAD CAM assignment. Now, this particular project is done by me, and it's going to be available on Edsby with the assignment, and you're going to import this into FreeCAD. You're going to go up to File, Open, and you'll download it. So you're going to find that Downloads folder, and you're going to import that into FreeCAD, and we're going to go into the CAM section in the drop-down menu. You're more than welcome to start there, and you're going to be able to see in the model tree all the procedures that were done to create this object. Please take note that there is a radius inside this pocket. We're going to be creating the toolpaths to cut this out. If you had sharp corners, reminder, I mentioned this in last class, sharp corners and circular cutters don't mix. That's not something that's realistic. And since you folks are the ones that are creating the design, it's incumbent on you to design something that the folks on the floor can actually create. So in the CAM section, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up here to this icon, and it's the job icon, and we're going to create a CAM job. Okay, body number 1, okay. Now this screen's going to pop up. Now it's important that you understand what these numbers are and what they represent. So in real life, you're going to be given a block of steel, aluminum, whatever the material it is that you're going to be cutting. And it's not going to be to finish size. So these numbers represent the extra material that exists on the block from the finished size. So on each side of each, you've got X, Y, and Z plane. Each plane has decimal 040 to the left, to the right, to the top, to the bottom. So for a total of 0.080 extra stock. So that is important to keep in mind. If there is more stock, and you would know that if in real life you measured it, that's in here is where you would make those changes. Okay, so we're going to go okay. And now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to operate under the guise that, we know that pocket's going to be there, but if this was real life, we wouldn't quite see the pocket in the material. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to surface the top. So I'm going to click on that surface to tell FreeCAD that's what I want to cut. So I'm going to go up to here, and these are our different options. So there's the profile option. There's our pocket. There's the drilling option. We're going to use this one as the face option. Okay. Now we're going to check out our depths. So the starting depth is 1.04. Okay. Now this has an overall height of 1 inch. So it's going to start 040 above the top. That's where it's going to start. Now the final depth is 1 inch because the top of this surface is 1 inch. Okay. Step down represent the depth of cut. And this is the finish step down, which means it's going to go to the 0. 0 as in it's not going to leave any material. It's going to go to finish. So let's go down here to operation. This is the pattern. This is just the pattern that's going to use to cut. We can leave that. We can leave the angle. I'm going to change the percentage of step over to 40. You can leave it at the default 50 if you like. You will not lose marks. Now, boundary shape. Basically what that's saying is, it says specify if the face should be restricted by the actual shape of the selected face. Basically what it's trying to say is where along the edge your cutter is going to stop. So I'm going to tell it to stop according to the stock. Because if you look here, you're going to see these extra lines that exist outside of the surface of our shape. Those extra lines signify the 0.040 extra stock. So now we're saying to the cutter, make sure you get that. There still might be leftovers, but that's going to be the stop zone. Okay, so we've got that. And now we're going to click OK. So right here, you're going to see that's your cutter path. We've got that surface finished. We're going to switch gears and we're going to go down and activate that bottom level like so. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do pocket shape. So let's activate that. And we're going to go zigzag. So step over of 100%. That's a little bit more than I'd like to do. So let's go 40%. We're going to leave that to 0. Let's go to depths. And right here it's saying it's going to start at 1.04. So we're going to change that to 1 inch. And okay, it's going to go down to 0.5, which is the bottom of that pocket. Step downs means how big the cut is. And that's going to go decimal 2. Okay, so go back to operations to check that everything's fine. It is. Zigzag, okay, and we'll go okay. And there's the toolpath for that pocket. And we're going to do this. We're going to go click on profile. It's already defaulting to the inside, which is what we want. And we're going to go depths. Let's change this once again. We're going to start at 1 inch. And the final depth is 0.5, which is the bottom of that pocket. Go back to operations just to make sure everything is copacetic. You always want to make sure that this is cutting on the inside because this is an inside pocket. Later, when we clean up the outside, we're going to make sure that it says outside. It's defaulted. The program actually sees what we're doing, so it's done it for us. So let's click OK. So now that we've cleaned up that wall inside the pocket, we're going to click on the outside here so that that pocket is no longer highlighted because we're no longer working in there. And then we're going to go over here to, let's see, we're going to go over here to the profile, and I'm going to go depths. I'm going to start at 1.040, and I'm going to finish at negative 0.040 because the bottom has some stock on it. Okay, let's check out the operation. Since we clicked out here and we've no longer highlighted the bottom of that pocket, FreeCAD understands what we're trying to do, and it's automatically defaulted to the outside. And everything else should be copacetic. Let's click OK. We now have toolpaths for the outside of our shape. And what we can do now is we can go over to the simulation.